Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here. Mr. Cutler, I made some notes here. You've got 2,700 suppliers. You were noting impediments and talked about the need for a budget, not having a CR. I'd like to hear more from you in writing, if you will. You said you all are constantly looking at this. What about regulations? What about security clearances? What about test beds? What about other components? And if you'll submit that to me for the record.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Mr. Bridenstine, always so good to see you. Happy to see you back up here. Let's talk about commercial space innovation and that importance, because you look at where we are, you look at where China is. Is there anything that the U.S. should do immediately, that we in Congress should do immediately, that is going to encourage coordination among federal, state, commercial partners in order to advance innovation?
Yes, ma'am, that's a wonderful question. In keeping with the spirit of the hearing regarding the moon, I think what we've got to be thinking about as a country is infrastructure. What is the infrastructure we can create that will encourage private investment on the moon, around the moon, that kind of thing? So part of that infrastructure, I think, would be, and Mike Gold has talked about it today extensively, is the gateway. The gateway is designed to be open architecture. It is designed so that the way we do power and communications and data and rendezvous and proximity operations and docking, all of that stuff is standardized so that commercial partners, if they want to build their own landing system that's compatible with it, they can. And in fact, there's international partners that have an interest in doing that type of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
and in the 90s, NASA and DOD did a collaboration on the X-37B, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, given that we're facing the kind of competition that we are, what about reinstating a program such as that and utilizing it?
I think it's a great idea. I would say we do have NASA and DARPA have been partnered on some capabilities in space as it relates to nuclear power in space for a lot of different capabilities, but we need nuclear power in space for sensors. We need, and in fact, if we're going to do directed energy from space, we're going to have nuclear power for that. If we're thinking about Golden Dome and what the future of missile defense looks like.
Golden Dome, lunar landers.
Yes.
You know, those are things I think maybe we need to think differently and revisit some ideas that have worked.
Yes.
That may open new opportunities. Tennessee had a space grant consortium. They did this with NASA, did it 27 years ago. And it was there to promote space and science education throughout the state. And 15 colleges and universities, 2 not-for-profit organizations. And today the UT Space Institute is one of the leading hypersonic workforce programs in the country. And we love the work that they're doing around Space Force, that they're doing around hypersonics and the testing that can be done at Arnold Engineering. And we think this is something that is beneficial, and it encourages that interdisciplinary training that needs to take place. So talk a little bit about related items of education, and how that affects some of the workforce that could go into some of these programs, like the program with DOD and NASA.
100%. So when you're thinking about NASA projects, we find that when we have a university as a leader of a project, you'll have students working side by side with professional engineers in a way that you see a collaboration that is really beneficial to the students. I would also say that in a university environment, you have the scientists side by side with the engineers. So they're making trades in the development of a program early. A lot of times you find that you start going down an engineering path and the science doesn't work, and it gets too late in the program and it results in delays and cost overruns and everything else. But in a university environment where you've got the scientists and the engineers working together side by side, and you've got students in the mix learning along.
And you have students who are not afraid to fail.
That's it. Yeah.
They are looking for opportunities to try new concepts, and I think that's why UT's program has been so successful. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator, I would also say if you look at university-led missions, overwhelmingly they're on budget and on schedule, and that's not always the case outside of universities.